Today is a really short video about line variety, why it matters and how to do it. So the first thing to look at is what is line variety, because that will kind of show us why it matters. If I was to draw, say, a tree over on this side, I might use a very fine pen like this. And we get a little bit of a texture on the outside of our tree, maybe even some textures inside. And we have a simple enough idea of a tree. Perhaps I want a different pen though. So here I'm going to do the same with a bold pen. And now we have the same shapes, similar textures, and again, a little idea of a kind of sketchy tree. Now there is some variety in what I've done here. The line is moving. It's not just totally rigid. It's not just a circle, it's got some texture. But what we don't have is probably the most important part of line variety, and that is variety in weight. So if I take another pen somewhere in between, and even just on the trunk, I make one side a little bolder, add a little bit of hatching. Immediately, we have a more 3D feel than what's going on here. If we then take that really light outline of our tree, and instead of continuing all the way, we come back, we make some of the lines a little bolder, we get even more variety in the texture going on here. And some bolder areas, some lighter. Continue then with our outline, leaving little gaps. So that's another way of varying our line, not just having it totally continuous, like these are just continuous outlines. Then we're going to be developing more of the kind of visual identity, the textural identity, but also we're developing the variety of the line, the sense of light and dark. We're providing a lot more information. We can have more variety by leaving space, by building darkness into our lines. And this is all through changing the weight, changing the type of line, and we end up with something far more interesting. Using a bolder pen can push that variety even more. So we end up with a real dramatic shift in the lightest line, the darkest line. And just look how much more interesting this tree is compared to these two. So firstly, why? Well, it's going to add information and make things more interesting. Even for a really simple object. One of my favourite scenes to draw is a still life of my morning coffee. And I might, within my morning coffee, instead of my actual muesli, which is what I rather boringly have all the time, I pretend I'm going to have a nice croissant. And maybe once in a blue moon, I do get my croissant out. But look here, everything's flat, everything's the same weight. If we make things heavier in a couple of places, now we can tell the weight of an object, where it's connecting to the ground. We can use very bold ink to give dramatic shadow as well. Same here, where's things connecting to the ground, that bolder line gives a bit of clarity, doesn't it? A little bit of clarity, a bit of understanding. But also, because I've made more of the croissant bolder, it feels like it's closer to us. Certainly, if I was to add maybe my cafetiere into the background, if I keep it nice and light, compared to these bold marks in the foreground, it feels so much more distant. It feels like it's further back in the scene. We can tell, just even without the visual cue of the back of the table, we can tell that this cafetiere, by being lighter, is kind of further away from us. So we're getting from our line variety information about the light and the dark, where the shadow is, how close an object is to us, and also it's adding that sense of clarity. A bolder line just gives us a more definite feel to our objects. So the next bit to consider, we've understood a little bit of the why, and of course you could probably write a textbook on this stuff. This is just Toby's version, done very quickly. The next thing to consider is how. Here I've been using 3 different pens. Now if you like using a fine liner, the best way to get line variety is literally just to change pen. This is a very, very fine fountain pen, so naturally I get a very fine line from it. This is a very, very bold fountain pen, so naturally I get a very bold line from it. There's only so much I can do to get this bold pen to be somewhere close to the fine pen, but it's never going to be able to get quite as fine a line. Obviously, with a very light pen, I'm going to be able to get the finest of the lines. So changing pen is a really obvious thing to do. But there are, of course, other things, and I kind of suggested that there. Now, with a fountain pen, with a Fude pen, with a brush pen, where we hold our pen, the speed that we move our pen, and the sort of pressure that we press with, these are all aspects which will change the feel of the line. If I hold it like this, it's always going to be a bit of a rigid, scratchy line. If I hold it all the way at the back, not only is it lighter, it's harder to control, it's going to wobble around more. If I hold it somewhere in the middle and I go slowly, it's bolder. The ink has more time to leave the pen, so it's naturally bolder. If I go quickly, it's always lighter, because the ink literally can't travel out the pen quickly enough. If I leave my pen just in a spot for a few seconds, we can kind of see that it builds up, we get a dot. If I just touch the pen, we get a tiny dot. That is the ink gradually leaving the pen. So the quicker we move, the less ink on the page. And the last thing is pressure. If I'm very light, it gets more and more delicate. If I press harder and harder, it gets bolder and bolder. So 3 really simple things to think about to get different types of variety in your line. Give it a go, play with some simple ideas like this, a still life, and maybe draw a tree, and just experiment and see how much line variety can change on your page and how much it can add to your art. If you enjoyed that, you might want to check out my free course where we have lots of little tips and tricks like this to get you started in ink and watercolours. But otherwise, like, subscribe, leave me a comment maybe, and I'll see you in the next one.